Innings, Boucher Automotive Group, Tri-City National Bank, your local carrier dealers, Lakeland University, Z-Bar,
Canton, we're tied!
Cannon and Dunphy, Loyal Family Renovations, Tsunami Express Car Wash, Steam Fitters Local 601, Big Fish Contracting, SVA, a professional services company, WeatherTight, and Network Health on the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey. Riding with you every mile since 1977.
We Energies want you to keep this important safety message in mind. Before you start digging, planting, or landscaping on your property, call 811 to have underground utilities marked. Calling 811 at least 3 business days before you plan to dig will help you know what's below and can prevent a hazardous situation. Our representatives will mark the underground utilities on your property for free. So remember, stay safe and call before you dig.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Come on, Kellen. You're going to miss your bus.
I'm going as fast as I can. I guess I'm just not a morning person.
You're going to be a walking person if you don't hurry up.
Maybe if I could have some Cedar Crust ice cream for breakfast, I'd wake up faster.
Seriously. I love Cedar Crust as much as anybody, but you're not having it for breakfast.
Nice try, Kellen.
I tell you what, if both of you can get ready for school on time and finish all your homework, we can have Cedar Crust ice cream every Friday night.
Yeah, Mom.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Sean Brinda. This is a WTMJ Fleet Farm Storm Team alert. The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Walworth County all the way until 9:45 p.m. And the National Weather Service has also issued a severe thunderstorm watch for the following counties of Waukesha, Kenosha, and Jefferson counties. So please be aware of that. More details and interactive radar right now on WTMJ.com and the WTMJ mobile app. We now join programming already in progress on 620 WTMJ.
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ. It's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee at the Avenue. Here is your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
Okay, all good things come to an end. Brewers fall 4-2 in crazy fashion, the way that game ended today. So the winning streak ends at 8, a 4-2 final. TJ Friedel pulled a Carlos Gomez, pulled a Lorenzo Cain, pulled a you-name elite center fielder robbery. That's what happened. Robbed a game-tying homer from Jake Bowers. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's get you caught to speed. We'll talk about Freddie. We'll talk about Hunter. It was a really good pitcher's duel, if you weren't paying attention. But let's get you caught up with the highlight recap.
Ready for this?
Out of here!
This?
Brought it back! Ho, ho, ho!
And this?
It is done!
Time for tonight's highlights.
All right, going for 9 in a row, and it's an ace-off. Freddie Peralta and Hunter Green. One of the themes of this winning streak for the Brewers was scoring early. And first-inning runs, they had scored 4 times in this 8-game winning streak in the first. Well, how about make it 5?
First pitch to Yelich is a liner into left. That's going to get down for a base hit. Terang is around third. He will score. Yelich wastes no time to extend his hitting streak to 10 games. It's an RBI single, and the Brewers lead it 1-0.
His longest hitting streak since the 2022 season. So bang, right off the bat, just 5 pitches into the game, it's 1-0 Brewers, but Hunter Green would settle down from there. On the other side, Freddie Peralta started out on fire. He got 6 swings and misses in the first, and then he one-upped himself in the second.
Freddie looks in, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 96 at the top of the zone. That was as dominant of an inning as you'll ever see Freddie Peralta have. Woo! My goodness.
11 pitches, 9 strikes, 7 swings and misses in that second. He was 6 up and 6 down to start this game. We fast forward to the fourth, and this was a key juncture for the Brewers. With 2 outs and an 0-2 count on Sal Frelick, all of a sudden this inning had a chance to really balloon, but Sal took something before he was gone.
Drilled to right field. This is over the head of Fraley. Back to the fence. She goes. Goodbye, Sal Frelick. The line smash out to right. The Brewers have doubled the lead. Number 4 on the season for Salvatore. He takes Hunter Green's splitter out. The Brewers up 2-0 in the fourth.
Unfortunately, in the bottom of the fourth, no shutdown frame. A 2-run homer from Tyler Stevenson would tie the game. In the fifth, Freddie was dealing with traffic of his own peril. A 2-out soft single by T.J. Friedl. A 4-pitch walk to Gavin Lux ahead of Ellie De La Cruz. They pitched around Ellie, walk him. The bases are loaded with 2 outs in a tie game. We've seen this film before from Freddie. Luckily, he got out of it.
Danger zone here, a 2-0 count with the bases loaded. The pitch. Fly ball left field. Collins back with a play. About 10 feet shy of the warning track. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. Whew. Exhale if you're Freddie Peralta and the Brewers. You get out of it, and the Reds strand the bases loaded.
And then he took that momentum into the 6th inning. He struck out Will Benson again with 1 out, and then Santiago Espinal, really pesky hitter, doesn't swing and miss. This time, did one better.
0-1. Is a 2-hopper to second. Terang fields, flips to Ortiz, across the bag, and to first in time. A 4-6-3 double play. Peralta gets through the bottom of the 6th inning. He puts up another 0.
But then the key juncture. Freddie Peralta convinced Chris Hook to send him back out there for the 7th inning. He had the 8 and 9 hitters due before the top of the order of lefties. It made sense, of course, given Fraley and McLean were 0 for 4 combined. But he walked the leadoff man Fraley, then allowed a 2-strike double to McLean. That chases him from the game. Eventually, the Reds take a lead on a sacrifice fly. Then they add another insurance run of the 8th on a solo homer from Will Benson. It's 4-2 in the 9th. The Brewers get a 2-out base runner from Caleb Durbin thanks to a throwing error from Ellie De La Cruz. They go to the bench. Jake Bowers. All you got to do is swing for the fences here, bud. All you're looking for is the shot. Oh, my God, did he do it?
Is a fly ball deep center field. Friedl back at the track, at the wall. He reaches up, and Friedl made the catch. He pulled a home run back that would have tied this game. T.J. Friedl just saved the game for the Reds.
Ouch. Lorenzo Cain, Carlos Gomez, shades of it all. We'll break it all down coming up on the other side of the break. The winning streak ends at 8. 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620 on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
2 Wisconsin icons are teaming up on a reworked classic. Cousin Subs and U-Zingers are proud to introduce the all-new Fried Bologna Sub, featuring U-Zingers fried bologna, bacon, American cheese, onions, pickles, mayo, and mustard on fresh-baked Italian bread. And that's not all. Pair your fried bologna with a creamy cupcake shake topped with whipped cream and rainbow sprinkles. Now that's a better combination. Order both in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
While you rest on the weekends, we work for you. Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. The latest in news.
The mother of Sade Robinson walks in completely exhausted. It was just devastating.
Entertainment.
Actor Brad Morris.
Some people don't believe that birds are real. I'm of the belief that they're real.
And more.
The United States Army, Navy, and Marine Corps were founded in 1775. They're celebrating their 250th birthday.
Every Sunday morning starting at 8 on WTMJ.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. We install anything decks and more. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Protect your liver and give it the support that it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find in stores at your local CVS, Meijer, grocery, Amazon, or newnordicusa.com.
Brewers and Padres action is coming at you June 6th through the 8th. Catch an electric weekend of baseball as two of the game's youngest superstars square off. The first Friday game of June means Wisconsinites can grab half-off tickets to the Brewers series opener on the 6th, then score one of the top giveaways of the season, a Jackson Churio replica jersey presented by Chevrolet for the first 25,000 ticketed fans through the gates June 7th. Get seats at Brewers.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs? Look no further than Fifth Third Bank. With a local team right here in Milwaukee, they know how to hit it out of the park every time. For 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making to help your business thrive. Experience the unique commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank National Association, member FDIC. Brewers fall 4-2 to the Reds tonight. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Jerry Augustine is with us as well. And Augie, you can have the devil on your shoulder and the angel on your shoulder. But as a pitcher, I know you felt what Freddie Peralta was going through in the dugout after the 6th inning at 92 pitches in a 2-2 game. Against 8-9 due up in the order, he's convincing his coaching staff, let me back out there, let me back out there, I'm the ace. That's, the angel on your shoulder. Let me back out there. The devil on your shoulder is like, come on, man. Like, just go to the bullpen, let the bullpen take care of it. But I'm always in favor of a guy trying to convince and trying to push a narrative of, hey, I can go into the 7th inning. Unfortunately, the reality is, Augie, he didn't execute walking the leadoff hitter, and he admitted as such after the game. What did you make of that whole decision to send him back out there and then Freddie's lack of effectiveness late in the contest?
I like the decision of going back out there. I think Freddie's your number one guy. He's a guy that wants to go out there and show that he can go deeper into the game. It's something he's been working on. He just pitched a hell of a game. He just had that one little thing in the 4th inning where he got away from himself. His delivery got away from himself, but he threw the ball. You've got to set tones with your pitching staff. And we talked about this, and we talked a little bit about last night. Is this bullpen going to be overworked? And it could happen. You could be using it each and every night from the 5th inning on. You can overwork a bullpen. But I think what Freddie was trying to say there is, hey, you know what? I made some adjustments. The first few innings, Freddie was as good as you can throw the ball. He was fantastic. In the 4th inning, got away from himself. Ball got a little air on him, but he made an adjustment. So I think by making that adjustment, he felt he could still go out there after he got that double play ball. I could go out there and maybe give you 7. And he got out there and he just walked in that first guy. One thing you don't want to do from the 7th inning on, or even the 6th inning on, is put guys on base via the walk, because it comes back to haunt you, and it haunted the Brewers tonight with Freddie Peralta.
Yeah, the leadoff walk is everything. That's where that inning unraveled. You could see him release that emotion of his frustration with himself to do so. And I'm glad you brought up the bullpen, Augie, because we saw Nick Mears up in this game, but now you put yourself in the manager chair, right? You knew Koenig wasn't available today. You knew Uribe wasn't available today. You probably were going to try to stay away from McGill, but given going for a series win, you probably would have used him and then have him sit down tomorrow. But the point is, tomorrow, you've got everybody available now in a rubber match going into an off day. So the mix and match of you lose the battle but not the war, a chance to win the series tomorrow means that you've got Mears available. You got Koenig available with a day of rest, Uribe with a day of rest, McGill with a day of rest. You get what I'm trying to say here, where it all works together when Freddie is able to complete 7, because if he did complete 7, you're really licking your chops right now about how well he pitched today. But yet, the bullpen gets a breather. Because of Freddie being selfless to go out there, it's just unfortunate that overshadows what was maybe his best start of the year.
Yeah, he threw the ball. First of all, Freddie threw the ball excellent. Did a good job. I commend him for trying to go out there. You learn from that. I think Murph learned something from Freddie in that situation, saying, here's my leader. He wants to go back out there, and there's no doubt that I'm going to give him that chance because he deserves that, and it just didn't work out tonight. But when we talked about this bullpen, and you brought it up earlier, he had Nick Mears warming up, but I really think that tonight, if he wanted to really use Nick Mears it had to be in a special situation, maybe even the closer situation. He had Grant Anderson and Cincy read that he could have used, and they both came in the game. Anderson gave up the home run, but Z-Man came in and pitched really, really well in his time that he was in the game. So how he was going to use this bullpen, and like you said, probably Uribe, Koenig, and McGill probably didn't want to be used tonight. That versatility that he has with those 6 guys in the bullpen really allows him to what he was going to try to do tonight if the situation dictated it. And it just didn't. They scored an extra run, made it 4-2, and Brewers weren't able to come back out of it. But right there, we're talking about this bullpen. Those 6-headed guys in that bullpen that he can use their versatility, because any one of them technically can go and close a game, but he can go and he can match and go out in the game and use the guys how he wants. And that's what he was going to try to do tonight with Nick Mears, Grant Anderson, and the Z-Man. He was going to try to match up with them and hopefully get a win out of it. It just didn't work out.
And then last thing on Freddie, I thought one of the things that really impressed me today was he threw in a new wrinkle. He threw in the slider today, and the slider was fantastic, but yet he really abandoned it after Spencer Steer hit the double following the homer back in the 4th inning. I think he got a little spooked there in that 4th inning. In fact, from that point on, so he threw another 40-some pitches after that slider to Steer that turned into a double on the line. Didn't score anymore after that. He only threw 4 more sliders the rest of the game, and that was his best pitch of the night. I don't know if that was something between him and William or lost the grip of it. There were a couple in the dirt, to be fair, but I really would have thought against McLean, against the righty, you got to go back to that pitch that it was working so well tonight. That's the big thing that I'm like, what happened to the slider? It was working so great for you. The fastball hasn't been the same. Great to see the velo up, but today, fastball Freddie was slider Freddie, and that was the breaking ball was the story today, not the changeup, not the fastball. Maybe a little different sequence, we have a different result.
I think one of the biggest things what we saw Freddie today, and he's pitched very well in Cincinnati. Cincinnati's been a place where he's always pitched very well. But when you watched him early in the ball game, and we thought, boy, this could be something special tonight, he was nice and relaxed. When you saw his delivery to the plate, nice and relaxed. He wasn't striding out. He wasn't, his lower part of his body wasn't driving too hard. He was just nice and relaxed. The ball was coming out of his hand. He had that good slider that you just talked about. I think when he got late in the ball game and he got away from that slider a little bit, he's in that inning, you notice how he was throwing the ball up out of the strike zone. He just couldn't command the fastball. And I think what happened, he threw a couple sliders in the dirt, and he thought he was losing it because he was overstriding to the plate. That's when Chris Hook came out and talked to him. He said, "You're getting too rushed. Get back to where you're more comfort, where your comfort level's nice and good, and go right at him." And then he got Stevenson out on a fastball on the inside part of the plate. But I think in that inning, he got away from himself, Dom, with that slider. Started driving too much, lost a good touch of that. That's one reason he didn't go back to it.
Yeah, I agree with it all. So we'll talk a little offense because they're not absent of guilt in this one, but nonetheless, the Brewers have a really good streak going. 8-game winner loses. The offense is a little absent at the moment. Talk about it next here on 620 WTMJ.
Music director Ken David Mazur leads the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra in a gorgeous double bill June 6th and 7th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Concerts will open with Pulitzer Prize-winning composer Aaron J. Kernis's evocative cello concerto, Colored Field. MSO principal cello Susan Babini will be the soloist in this work, which was inspired by a visit to a former concentration camp from World War II. The second half of the concert features the Symphony No. 1 by Brahms, a piece that took nearly 20 years to complete as the composer attempted to shake off the looming specter of Beethoven. The result is a brilliant and original first step into the genre, though careful listeners will detect a nod to Beethoven's famous Ode to Joy. Mazur conducts Brahms June 6th and 7th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Visit MSO.org for tickets and more information, or call the box office now at 414-291-7605.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers fall 4-2. The winning streak is over. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Jerry Augustine is here too. Talked a bit about Freddie. But the offense is a big part of today's story too. Yes, they scored first. Yes, Sal hit a home run. But you look at this fifth inning, and a texter agrees here. This one from the 630. The moment of this game was after the Frelick homer. Brewers loading the bases, yes, all with 2 outs, but didn't score any more in the fourth. That could have been a big moment of the game. Well, not only not scoring in the fourth inning, but they had a leadoff walk the third time through against Green in the fifth. Yelly manages a single. There are men on first and second and only 1 out. Contreras strikes out. Frelick pops out. That back-to-back innings, the Brewers had an opportunity to score. They wouldn't have a hit the rest of the game. So we can sit here and complain about Freddie till the cows come home, but the reality is the Brewers only scored 2 runs. And at the end of the day, you got to score more than 2 runs generally to win games.
I thought the Brewers started out the game. I thought they did exactly what they had to do, and because Green was a strike thrower. I don't know what his first strike count was, but it seemed like every time you looked, it was 0-1 or he was ahead in the count. And I thought the Brewers took advantage of him early. I think that's what you see with Terang's double, and then when Christian Yelich coming through and scoring the first run, I thought we might be reminiscing a little bit, have a 1-0 game the way Freddie was pitching. But I thought Hunter Green made some adjustments also. We talk about Freddie making some adjustments in the game in that fourth inning, how he got back into his nice, good delivery, got Stevenson out on a pitch with the bases loaded, and then the next inning threw the double play ball, got himself back in. I thought Green did a nice adjustment. Some of the great pitchers in baseball make great adjustments during a game. I thought he made some good adjustments. When he got himself in trouble, he was able to make those great pitches with that great fastball and slider that he does have a little split finger there that he uses once and on occasion. But he was able to locate the ball very well. And I tell you what, you got to give credit where credit is due when you got 2 great pitchers like you had tonight with Peralta and Green.
Yeah, I think the big thing that can be lost in all of this is Hunter Green. This is an ace. This dude's nasty. This dude's really, really good. And this is part of winning in the big leagues. It's hard sometimes, and I know the Brewers just hung 17 or whatever on Jesus Luzardo. I mean, they didn't manage well against Ranger Suarez. He's a bona fide ace, too. I mean, even in that game against the Red Sox against Garrett Crochet, they only scored 2 runs against Crochet and then a third on a squibber up the third base line, right? So the Brewers have a chance to, beat an ace again. It would have been nice, but at the same time, the lack of pop at the bottom of this order is starting to kind of show its ugly head. Ortiz had a rough day, I know. Durbin getting on base twice is useful. Of course, the error at the end of the game to extend the frame. Collins has cooled off, but especially the guy that is really, I'm openly kind of saying, hey, we were praising you a little while ago. William Contreras has turned ice cold. Do you see anything in particular from Wild Bill lately?
No, he just, they're making some great pitches out of him. It seems like he's been going after that slider away a little bit. What they've been doing, they've been showing him fastball in the inner half and then going hard slider and making good pitches on him. And I think when you throw a guy like Contreras and you make a good cut slider, that means it's not a slurry type pitch or a slide pitch, a big slider. You throw it good on the outside half of the plate and you come back with it. He has a tendency to go after that. It just looks like they've been making some really good pitches early in the counts on the inside part of the plate, getting ahead with him on the inside part, even elevating it every once in a while, and then throwing the hard stuff away. And that's tough. You get in a little bit of a rut. You have a tendency to go after that. And where does Contreras? How does he best get out of it? Try to hit the ball the opposite way. Stay back, and try to go the opposite way. And I think that's just what's going on with him right now. But, Dom, I wanted to bring up one thing right here real quickly and have you comment on it. If there's one team in this division that is mirroring what the Milwaukee Brewers do, it's the Cincinnati Reds. You look at Cincinnati, great young pitching. They got some really Hunter and Abbott, who's pitching tomorrow. A little double. He's really, really good. It's a good pitching. Their bullpen has proven in this series that, you know what? They're starting to get it together. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to go be a little bit like the Brewers, be solid, because how do you win? You win with the bullpen. Then you look at this team defensively. TJ Frito just did it tonight, taking the home run away. Great defense that they played. Yeah, De La Cruz, yeah, he made the error. That's going to happen. He's a good young shortstop. But then you look this lineup, a lot of the young players on the offensive side, trying to put the ball in play, trying to do the little things like manufacture runs, and every once in a while hit a home run. If there's one team in this division that mirrors what the Brewers do, I think it's the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, they're very similar in some of the things that they do well, some of the things that they really focus on and trying to capitalize on. To finish the note on William, though, then I'll let you go, Augie. He's 10 for his last 52. Granted, of those 10, 6 of them came in back-to-back games in Philly. So he's only got 4 other hits out of 11 games lately. So he's going to need to find, and also he only has 1 home run over that stretch, too. That was against the Pittsburgh Pirates. But that's all I need from you, Augie. You gave me a good 6 innings. That's all I needed, man. There's not much else to say after a 4-2 game like this. But what a streak. 8 wins in a row. It all come to an end, but you can win a series tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's all this club wants to do. Go out and play. You're playing a good team. This team is trying to do something special this year, and they got a good young team. So going out tomorrow, ending this road trip 5-1 would be fantastic. Tomorrow's going to be a fun game with a good matchup here. Hopefully Priester comes in the game and throws well. But they're facing an awful good pitcher in Abbott. He's as good as anybody in baseball.
Agreed entirely. Jerry Augustine here on WTMJ. Appreciate the time, my friend.
All right, we'll talk to you on Friday. I'll be with you.
All right. Friday, he is back with us here on WTMJ. Take a break. Go beyond the box score next on 620 WTMJ.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the Memorial Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big bucks on top brands like Bradington Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradington Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian designed recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want, and in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In-stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases. And it's free. Stop in today and save during our Memorial Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, Highway 100 in Greenfield, or our downtown Mattress Factory showroom.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia problems, cognitive decline. It's their specialty. They're great at it. And they also offer early memory loss classes. They can help your loved one with locations throughout our state, many here in southeast Wisconsin. I've been in their facilities. They're top notch. It's kindness at the core. It's compassion and empathy at Azura. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, reminding you to double-check your home. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family-owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. Call Siding Unlimited and visit sidingunlimited.com.
Looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been shaping the future for businesses for 167 years and for the last 15 right here in Milwaukee. We offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making, and extensive experience to help you navigate the ever-changing business landscape with your business in mind. At Fifth Third, we're big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, yet empowered to make local decisions and build strong community connections. Experience the commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electric. Since 1912, Cider's been your go-to for home comfort. And through the end of June, you can take $10 off your AC tune-up. Call Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, or you can schedule online at cider, SEIDER.com. quick look at Beyond the Box Score here. I'm on Baseball Savant. If you don't click around Baseball Savant, you should. Best website since Baseball Reference, if you ask me. But one thing that made me smile and kind of chuckle about tonight's game, so Jake Bauers gets robbed in center field on what would have been a game-tying home run. That was the longest ball hit tonight, including the other 3 home runs in this game. Benson's insurance homer, 374. Even Caleb Durbin had a flyout that was 365 to the warning track. Then Tyler Stevenson had a homer at 359, and Sal Frelick had a homer at 357. And yet Bauers at 400, hang with him, it's an out. That's baseball. And the other thing about the Brewers offense right now, I know we talk about them not scoring enough runs, but there are still ingredients that really make me excited about this offense and what this team is doing. Particularly, we'll start with Yelich. Yelich had 2 of the 4 hardest hit balls tonight. He had a 108 single that was in the 5th inning, and then he had a 105 line out that he was robbed on by McLean on a liner up the middle that had an 870 expected batting average. So he's hitting the ball hard. His bat speed is over 75 miles an hour. That's a great sign from him. And then his single in the 1st inning was his softest hit of the day, and it was still a hard hit at 96 miles an hour. In fact, of all the quote-unquote hard hit balls today from the Brewers, I'm counting it through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the 16 hard hit balls today, 95 or above, were by the Brewers. They're hitting the ball hard again. Even Bryce Terang had a couple of 102s off the bat. Frelick's homer was 104 off the bat. I still see signs this offense has, today on a hot day, right? 90 degrees at first pitch in Cincinnati. Ball was jumping, and they were feeling hitterish. And it felt like a team that, okay, keep hitting the ball hard and good things will happen. That bases loaded opportunity, obviously Ortiz came up short. Good things happen when you put the ball in play. Same thing with Contreras in the 5th. Had 2 men aboard, struck out. That was huge. And then Sal popping out was really the buzzkill to that frame. But I still see some things here beyond the box score that make me smile. A text I'm going to address in the next segment. Jeff from Elkhorn. Tough to complain after a nice long win streak. But the Brewers' weakness, not enough offense. Do you think the Brewers will be buyers or sellers at the trade deadline? Let's talk about that next on 620 WTMJ.
You'll find that the licensed and certified electricians from Quality are top-notch. We've been around for over 60 years, so expect nothing but the best. And here's the kicker. With over 60 vehicles out there on the roads, you're not going to have to wait very long at all for the electrical service you need now. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For all your residential electrical needs, call Quality.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. Over 60 years in business, with over 60 vehicles out in the field so we can respond ultra quickly to your emergency AC needs. When you call Quality for emergency AC service, you can count on a swift response to get the job done right away. So if the heat's got you to the point where it's just too hot to handle, call Quality and we'll get you the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
This summer, make your way to EAA Air Venture Oshkosh for unforgettable family fun. When those 18 and under get in free, thanks in part to the Boeing Company, there's no excuse. Explore thousands of aircraft, experience world-class air shows, and enjoy the world's greatest aviation celebration. From vintage warbirds to the latest in innovation, there's something for everyone July 21st through the 27th. Bring the whole family and make memories that last a lifetime. 1 week, endless possibilities. Visit EAA.org/tickets.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
So the question before the break, Jeff from Elkhorn, do you think the Brewers will be buyers or sellers at the trade deadline? The Brewers are in a really tough spot. So you want to be a general manager. Take a seat. Let's figure it all out, right? This team is 4 games above 500. The Cubs won again. Okay, they're 16 games above 500. They have been the talk of the National League to this point in the year. They've been very impressive, and you've got another series coming up with them in about 2 weeks' time down at Wrigley Field. That's going to help decide and give a lot of clarity to this. Now, the Brewers are certainly in it in the third wild card spot, but that's where you sit and look in the mirror. Do you want to expend your future for a wild card berth, for a team that is still very young, that has players coming off the books this offseason, that will give way for the youth of the pitching next season, right? Is this a team that you feel is going to burst through the doors in the playoffs and say, yes, World Series contender? Or is this team saying, you know what, it'd be nice to get in, anything can happen with that, but quite frankly, this division's going to be wide open next year depending on what the Cubs do. Are they able to re-sign Kyle Tucker? When does Steele come back? Do they sign more pitching? Do they make a trade? Do the Reds make a trade? Are the Cardinals for real? All of that goes. Next year's just as wide open. So why expend the future when you've got all these young arms on the way? You've got young position players on the way like Cooper Pratt, Brock Wilkin. Good to see Jefferson Carroll get back today, but all of that is to say, I don't think they will be buyers. If I had to guess right now on June 3rd, I don't think they'll be buyers. I think they'll be responsible with their selling, but not impact the big league club too much. But a lot can change between now and July 31st. But no more armchair GM. Let's hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, after today's defeat, but still plenty of positives to pull from.
Such a line drive, I knew it was going to be close,
And also just, the Ellie, the throwing error just gives you a chance, right?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Derb's in those situations, he always makes something happen. And Ellie's such a great ball player, but, ball was in the hole, would have been a tough play. It might have been bang, bang safe anyways, But I thought it was a hit, but... Yeah, credit to Durbin for having a tough at-bat there at the end.
You talked about, wanting to see a response from Freddie for him to get into the 7th overall a quality start, but what did you see from him?
Yeah, he was great tonight. This was as good as Freddie was. He made one pitch to Stevenson he'd like to have back. Other than that, he had a great night, and one of his best of the year. We felt like, he only had a few pitches left, but we felt like it saves our pen if he can go out and get 2 outs, and then we bring in Rob for Friedel. He didn't do that, but by all accounts, Freddie had a great outing.
We saw that conversation in the dugout too, right? And it looked like he was pretty clear that he wanted to go back out.
Oh, of course, we would if he didn't want to go back out, we wouldn't do that. And our pitching coaches and myself, we felt like this really saves us if Freddie can go out there and do this, and then we can get out of it with Friedel, and then we can assess the 8th inning when the 8th inning comes around. So we can get out of it with Rob Z against Friedel, or Rob Z to force a pinch hit against with that situation. So we felt really good about it, that in those first 4 hitters we could get 3 outs, and it didn't happen. He walked a guy, and then
against Green, your guys put some tough at bats on, but just missing that last hit. Yeah,
we didn't. We did it backwards. We hit a home run and then loaded the bases. And that's everybody's got to contribute, and we had some holes in there tonight. We only mustered up 5 hits or whatever we did, and that's not enough, especially when you only drew 2 walks, I think, or maybe 3, but 2. I think 2 walks. It's just not enough. You got to do something else to create offense. So, credit to their pitching staff, to Hunter Green and their bullpen, and great play by Friedel at the end of the game to change the game. So, you play to the last pitch, and he made the play.
Or is it going to be DL tomorrow then to start the game, or are they still kind of mulling that?
Yeah, it'll be DL and Priester most likely.
Did you hear what happened to Woody?
Yeah. Yeah, he took a line drive off the elbow, right elbow, and the X-rays are negative from what I understand. But we want to get him. We just fly him back and we'll get him a CT scan and get it all checked out tomorrow.
It hurts, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know if you even have a reaction to it. Just from a human point of view, it seems a little unfair for the guy.
I mean, I hate to say things are unfair or fair or whatever. Just the guy's been through some adversity. This has been a long road back, but let's not forget. He's going to do great things, and he's a pretty fortunate young man. So hopefully he's just healthy to pitch again. It's a bruise, a contusion, or whatever.
So more testing to come on the Brandon Woodruff front. That's why I didn't want to talk too much about it tonight, because we don't know much yet. Once we know more, we'll deliver more. All right, so stay with us. Take our last break, but first I want to thank our friends at Surfside, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside iced tea and vodka, and Surfside lemonade and vodka, paired perfectly with the day at the ballpark and stocked at American Family Field all season long. Take our last break. Be back after this on 620 WTMJ.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
After writing 3 unsuccessful offers, Brenda decided to make a no-regrets offer on this next property. She offered $35,000 over asking and promised to complete the purchase even if the appraised value came in as much as $25,000 below the accepted offer price. Why? Because she was tired of losing, and because her AccuNet loan consultant showed her that even in her worst-case scenario, no additional money would be needed at closing, and her payment, which on this home was much more affordable than others she wrote offers on, would only increase by $17 a month. Brenda's no-regrets offer, backed up by a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from AccuNet, was accepted over several others. And wouldn't you know, the appraised value came in at the significantly higher than asking purchase price, which happens 9 out of 10 times in our experience. If you or someone you know wants help understanding what a no-regrets pre-approval might look like, get started by clicking on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
For those with a warm weather fashion passion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices, and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Rivals meet again when the Brewers battle the Cardinals June 12th through the 15th. Be here for a duel between the Contreras brothers on the diamond and stay for one of the best weekends of the summer. Get your tickets at Brewers.com.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can slow it down and get it going slower. Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Captid Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
All right, last couple minutes of the program here. Tomorrow, you heard a little bit of news from Pat Murphy that it will be an opener again tomorrow. They'll do the gambit with DL Hall to start the game and Quinn Priester to follow as the bulk man. The reasoning for that would be to keep DL Hall on a regular schedule, keep him stretched out enough to keep him around. And then furthermore, this lineup for the Reds is very left-handed heavy. And what you do is maybe the game starts with Connor Joe in the starting lineup and gets an at-bat against DL Hall, and then maybe you slide Ellie De La Cruz over to the right side for an at-bat or two against DL Hall, because they're not going to move him below third in the order. So if you can get through Ellie De La Cruz twice, if you're DL Hall, then boom, you've done your job. Hand the ball over to Quinn Priester and see how long he can go. Ellie is much worse from the left side than he is the right side, and this team is so lefty-handed with Gavin Lux is a platoon player. TJ Friedel is worse on the left side, but he plays every day. That sort of thing's all shake out to have the advantage. And then you have Ashby available as a situational lefty. Koenig's good to go after a day of rest and an off day coming on Thursday. Then you've got McGill available. You've got Uribe available. You heard Pat Murphy talk about it, saying it would be huge for the team and it would be huge for the bullpen. The difference was he didn't execute. And you know what? You can be sound in the process. Sometimes you fail, and that's what I think the Brewers did. I thought about it a lot. I'm all in. I love that Freddie went back out there. He was probably only going to get 2 batters anyway. But when you walk a leadoff guy, not many good things happen with that. And when the Brewers fail to score and add on top of that, that's the game. But hey, they just won 8 in a row. They deserve a little bit of leeway. It's no big deal. They're still in really good shape. And furthermore, they've still won 12 of their last 16. A win tomorrow, that makes it 13 of their last 17. I mean, to go 13-4 over a 17-game stretch, that's pretty hard to do. So they've got an opportunity to do that tomorrow. And it would be their 12th consecutive series win against the Cincinnati Reds. Their hands will be tied, though. Tomorrow morning, 11:40 Central Time, first pitch on the air at 11:05. It'll be Andrew Abbott. He's been phenomenal this year for Cincinnati. 9 starts, 5-0, 1.51 ERA, 53 strikeouts in just 47 innings pitched. He had a slow start to his season. He didn't technically open the team with the team on opening day. But since coming back on April 12th, he has continued to build up, and his last outing was maybe his best. 7 shutout innings at Wrigley against the Cubs. He struck out 8, lowered his whip to 103. He had a great month of May. He is going to be a tall task for the Brewers. And once we have an update from Brandon Woodruff's camp, we will let you know. But a programming note that tomorrow, no postgame show, no Brewers Weekly tomorrow. As weekday day game, we take the day. Thursday will be another taped Brewers Weekly. I'll explain why we have back-to-back taped episodes on Friday for that off day. Then on the weekend, the Brewers will be playing the San Diego Padres. And it's a little bit of an odd schedule. We'll talk about it on Thursday's episode too. But Friday is 7:10, still like normal, okay? But then Saturday is still a night game. It's not the 3 o'clock start yet. It's still a 6:35 game because Saturday is on Big National Fox once again. And our own Jeff Levering will be on the call. Then Sunday, the game's on Roku. So just stick with us here on the radio to make it easier, right? We wouldn't do that to you. So, again, FanDuel Sports Friday, Fox on Saturday, Roku on Sunday to open up the longest homestand of the season. Brewers and Padres will start things off this weekend. But first, tomorrow, Andrew Abbott is in the way. The tough throwing lefty will get the ball. First pitch is scheduled for 11:40 Central Time. That is going to do it for our program here this evening. Thank you to everybody who listened and texted in, tweeted in. Even if you were angry, it's all okay. The Brewers will try to start a new streak tomorrow, and it's about the friends we made along the way, right? Well, 8 wins in a row. George Webb can sit down. You know, it's okay. You can turn down the fryers. You can turn off the griddle. Don't have to worry about it for now until they start another long winning streak. The Brewers, again, on the air at 11:05 tomorrow against the Cincinnati Reds for the finale. Our producer has been Matt Yazel. My name is Dom Cotroneo. We will talk to you on Thursday night. Until then, keep on swinging.
You know the voice.
Fly ball, right field, out of here!
You know the iconic calls.
Fly ball, deep right! Back!